what I'm going to show you today is kind of like low-hanging fruit. It's a couple of tasks I'm going to give you. I'm not going to go into the details of why so much they work. Just trust me that when you do these tasks, lots of good things happen with your golf swing as far as more power, consistency, and simplicity, so you can take a bit of pressure off yourself. But this isn't just useful if you've had a nightmare of a round or a period of golf where you're just feeling a bit stuck or a bit lost. These are good principles to have, to always sort of fall back to, so when you start to hit the ball a bit better, you'll always be able to use a couple of these to fix yourself and get to where you want to be. The first thing we're going to do is dial everything in. When we're feeling a bit lost, we try and do too much. We're trying to hit big shots. We're trying to suddenly find what we're looking for. But we have to take a step back to take a step forward. So how do we do it? We really simplify it. And the way we're going to do it is reducing the task, or like the amount of things we're trying to think about here. Even if you've been struggling with your driver, let's say, and you're like, I don't know how to fix my driver. What you're going to do is actually come to the range, hit some shots in your net or whatever, but we're just doing short, slow swings, trying to get a nice contact, because that contact sends signals to our brain that we want to repeat, that feel good. When it strikes off the middle of the club face, when it hits the middle of the club face, it feels good all the way through the club. When we get it out the middle, it feels sweet out of the sweet spot. When we get the correct delivery into the ball, we get the trajectory and that ball striking we want, no matter what club it is. But when we try and sort of do it all at high speed or full, things have to happen a lot quicker and a lot more perfectly to execute something good. So let's just ease off. Doesn't mean we're hitting it like no commitment. We're not just sort of doing this. We're still being committed, but I'm being diligent in my intention, the fact that it's just short. I'm just pretty much like half swings here to here, perfect balance, perfect sort of poise, but I'm just going back and forward, just brushing it through, reminding myself that I can hit a good golf ball, that I can get that strike, but I do it very, very slowly. Don't try and do anything specific, just hit nice smooth shots and see what your swing starts doing then. Now on to the next one. When we start to get out of sorts, our takeaway can often be too snatchy. We can often whip it on the inside too much, too wristy, or we pick it up because we're like, I've got to get back at the ball. We're out of sequence, we're out of sorts. So we have to start having a smoother beginning of our action. And the way we do that, I mean, there's several ways to do it, but one I found very, very effective for people is, it's a very old school technique. Justin Rose uses it. I mean, Ledbetter has used this for decades. It's a very old drill. I've got two golf balls down. One is the one I'm going to actually strike. The other is in a straight line, maybe just a fraction on the inside. So I've got a slight arc, but very slight. You kind of almost test it. But what I'm looking for, I want it about opposite my right foot. We are trying to, with the takeaway, actually brush that golf ball away. Now there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can try and make sure it starts there and hits it, or you can start a lot closer like this and actually try and brush it back further. I find the brushing back better, but we can sort of cheat a little bit because I can still push it back more or less straight, but I can still whip the club on the inside. So I can still go here, my club is whipped on the inside, and that ball has more or less gone where I want it to. So it's not quite accurate enough, but I want you to test this out. So we're going to try some where we hit shots where it's close up, right? So I'm just going to do a little half swing here, a little chip really, but I'm just brushing it back, swinging through that way. Okay. Now I'm going to try it a little bit further away, about there, see where that goes. Now my intention is just to make sure I brush that away, trying to push it back. If I push it back, I can swing through. And it gives me that width that I want throughout the swing. But it's giving me that smoother start. It gives me something that helps the sequence connect, because from the takeaway here, it's not all about the takeaway, but it helps us start our movement in the correct intention to wind up behind. Try that drill. It's a classic, but it works superbly. Remember what I said at the beginning? This is all about really simplifying the task. This next one does it perfectly well, because we're trying to form a good shape in our backswing, all right? Again, I'm not going into details, but we want a good backswing, you know that. Several things do have to happen at the same time. And if we're a little bit out of sorts of when those things are happening, either too much wrist, not enough wrist, as I talked about, whipping it on the inside, picking it up, not really loading into the backswing correctly because we're thinking about too many things. So if we really eliminate swing feels or thoughts or whatever it might be, we can start attacking things better. So what we're going to do to simplify the entire golf swing, we're actually going to do a preset drill. And there's a couple of ways you can do this, and I really do urge you to try it out. But one is we're going to preset the wrists. So my club is parallel. My hands are pretty much where they would be at setup, okay? So I'm just sort of hinging the wrists up here. But this is the exact placement I want my wrists in. It's where I want the club in at the top of the backswing. All I've done here is wind up my body, make my backswing, and my wrist and arm unit has got to exactly where it needs to be without me thinking about it. So it's like I've eliminated half of the elements that should happen on my backswing, but not only that, it's going to help my downswing because it's already in the correct position. I don't have to manipulate anything. This is good, this is good, this is good, this is good. It happens by occurrence. And I'm going to show you my favorite drill ever in a second, but I use this drill. I saw it in a magazine in the UK. I hadn't been playing golf very long. I was like maybe 17, 18, and I saw this preset drill from Faldo. And I did it till the cows came home. It helped me tremendously to really simplify the golf swing and understand what has to happen. And you can hit shots like this. So we form our setup, I hinge the wrists, I feel braced, and I wind up, and I swing through. Hitting shots like that make life very easy, but there isn't another alternative. There, I was hinging the wrist like this, yes? This can sometimes, depending on your tendencies, cause us to kind of get steep, or we get a little bit stuck here. So what I want you to do is, it's the same angles, but we're actually just raising the arm up like so. If I was to put it on my shoulder, it would be there, but I'm actually extending my arms out. So I'm at this kind of 45-degree angle like that, you see? Kind of over my shoulder, like that. I can see the ball in between my arms, and from there I wind up. I've got a little bit more freedom here than if I'm down here. I can get a little bit stuck. I can still get that width, but I can get stuck. Here it's just a little bit easier because we've got a little bit more room. So you can hit shots like that as well. It's a little bit more advanced to hinge up this way, but if you can manage it, a little bit thin, if you can manage it, you'll be in a good spot. There's a good chance your swing is out of sequence and you're rushing it when you're not playing well. You're hitting from the top a little bit too much, you're rushing that transition. So one way to eliminate that and sort of give yourself a bit of a tough love is give yourself the task of actually pausing. So I'm actually going to swing up like Hideki Matsuyama. I'm going to feel balanced, and I'm not going to try and slam down hard. I'm going to try and lower myself gradually, then accelerate through. So it's a nice smooth tempo thing, but I'm making sure that I complete my backswing, that I feel braced, then I'm going to lower and hit. It's a moderate pause, and down. What that does, it kind of forces me to wait, because I cannot hit good golf shots if I'm here and then hitting it down quickly. I can, but it's not going to be very reliable. So I give myself that time and that feeling to realize I don't have to go at it very hard just to make nice contact. Now remember, all these shots that I'm hitting are just about awakening the good feelings, the nice smooth swing that feels effortless. It's not about perfect positions. We're just recalibrating to remind you that you can play very, very good golf. So take the Hideki pause, if you will, and just keep hitting a few shots nice and smooth and see how you get on. You'll soon notice where your flaws are. Now, on to the last and my favorite ever drill. With the aim of really trying to simplify everything we're doing here, we need to minimize what's going on. And the very best way I know how, I spent 3 months doing this very early on in my golfing life. I put my feet together, feet, knees, thighs. I've got balance, okay? With my feet and knees together, this is like the tough love drill, because if I cannot strike the ball well, keeping everything connected here in that sequence with a blend of rotation, with a blend of arm movement, releasing the club, everything has to happen kind of well by occurrence if I just give myself this task of a balanced setup, like I'm making sure I'm not wonky, but I'm keeping everything balanced, a little bit more weight on this side, but I'm almost trebucheting, catapulting my swing. It's this nice smooth tempo there, but I'm staying very balanced. And again, this is about contact. I'm not going to try and do a big shot, but I'm just going to go there. Now, I noticed I moved off the ball a little bit, and that's why I say this is tough love. If that was a full swing, I'm exaggerating a bit, but if I had done the exact same sort of intention, I would have actually moved off way too much. My low point would have been back here, and I either would have had to move this way or sort of hang back and throw the hands. Neither particularly great, but I felt it very precisely. Feet, knees together, balanced. I'm still sort of allowing my pelvis and everything to rotate and move, but I'm keeping steady. I'm staying centered, and I'm there, swinging through that way. Now, the better you get at this, you will be fascinated at how much better it helps your full swing. And I give this tip to people all the time, whether it's members of the club, friends I'm playing with, online students, or whatever, because it fixes so many things so quickly. Because if you cannot strike the ball well with your feet and knees together and build up that speed, which you can do, you can build up that speed to still get decent strikes. That's a bit flippy, but I felt it. It really does give you that, that's what I'm doing when it comes to balance, tempo, movement. It's a wonderful drill, but all of those will help you tremendously. Now, I'm not expecting you to do all of those in one go or at the same time. I'm just giving you a couple of options that you can test out. I always want you to test something and see if it resonates with you, see if it connects with you, see if it feels right for you. But I know that one of those tasks, at the bare minimum, is going to help you tremendously to sort of dial your swing back in and actually improve it. So use that even if you just want to improve any day of the week. Thanks for watching. Now, if you want not just drills and stuff to improve it when it goes wrong and whatever, you need a really good on-course strategy and focus. This lesson is going to help you a lot. See you next time.